Welcome to the Vanilla to Vixen podcast. This show contains adult content, so if you are under 18 or easily offended, please switch off now. Mr. and Mrs. N are not qualified relationship counsellors. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Now the disclaimer is out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy our journey from Vanilla to Vixen.
And welcome to episode 182 of Vanilla to Vixen. We are your hosts, Mr. and Mrs. N, and we're also sometimes known as
the Naughty Couple.
Hello, Mrs. N.
Hello, Mr. N.
Welcome to another action-packed, naughty episode of Myth Busting.
Yes, we're following on from last week.
It is a bit of a sequel.
It is.
The Empire Strikes Back of that type. As long as somebody doesn't go right at the end, I am your father.
Oh no, that would be a wee bit creepy.
It'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? It would be a bit weird. What a week it's been.
Hasn't it?
So last weekend, we had the Valentine's weekend.
We did.
At the V2V Club.
Yes.
And it was a complete sellout again.
I know.
On Valentine's. It was a brilliant night. We had a lot of fun. We're still kind of adding the finishing touches to the club. We'll talk about that a bit later on.
Yeah, we will. I just want to do a massive shout out to Mrs. Curious Dubster, who helped with the decorating. Well, she did all of the decorating, actually. She didn't help, she did it. It looked amazing.
Yeah, we had heart-shaped balloons. We had straws with little hearts on. The pound shop was absolutely bereft. Bereft of Valentine's.
Listen, we went for a little bit of a wander around Nuneaton because we haven't done that yet.
Okay,
and we found the most amazing pound shop called One Beyond.
One Beyond.
It was amazing. We were very happy.
As a Madness fan, that's absolutely brilliant name for a shop. One step beyond One Beyond. Brilliant.
The funny thing was, and I'm sure she won't mind me saying this, but you know, last week we were talking about obviously busting the myths of swingers and things that mean that you're a swinger. And I think one of them was gnomes, wasn't it?
Yes. Which
we went, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Apparently not. So Mrs. Curious Dubster likes gnomes in her garden. So hey.
Oh my goodness me. I also want to thank a big thank you to Sir John and Lady Law.
Yes.
Who made a long journey up to come and see us at the V2V Club, and they brought me some presents.
They did bring you some presents, didn't they?
I know.
He was a lucky boy.
So I've got here in my hand one of the presents. Adult jokes, too rude and cheeky jokes, it says.
Is he trying to hint that your jokes are shit?
Yeah, I never thought about that. That could be the case. So we're going to open up and have one of these. Let's just have a quick look. It says, okay, how do you embarrass an architect?
I don't know.
Give him a used tampon and ask him which period it came from.
Oh, God.
And there's another one of those next week.
Oh, blimey. How many are in the box?
About 500.
Oh, great.
And that wasn't the only present. He also bought me a pair of cock socks.
He did.
Which are a black pair of socks with a kind of print of a cock on each side. It's a massive cock as well.
It's quite funny, actually, because they do look quite like yours.
What, my cock?
Yeah. I thought they matched it up pretty well.
Well, there you go, listeners. If you see me in my cock socks, you'll know what my cock looks like just from looking at the socks. If you stretch it, they're big, then back to normal. Big, normal, big, normal. And we have got some news as well this week.
Yes.
That the website's been updated so you can buy tickets for events at the V2V Club right before you arrive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's all like super fast now.
Yes.
So we've kind of like updated the ticket system. So, I mean, you could literally buy tickets for an event. Presumably there's some left. Some of our events so far have been sellouts. But presumably if there's a ticket left, and it will say sold out if there isn't any, but you can literally buy it as you're walking to the club.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that is like super cool now.
Yeah, because sometimes you plans change and you think to yourself, you know what, I'm in the mood tonight.
Last minute offer of babysitters.
Exactly.
Out you go.
Exactly.
So we're really, really pleased about that. And we'll just give a quick sort of readout to some of the events that are happening. So tonight we've got solos, duos and desires.
Yes.
Okay. And it is half-term week.
It is.
Which is always notoriously quiet.
Yes.
In the naughty hobby. Because you got the kids at home and it's like, oh, pulling your hair out, things like that. Tomorrow, we've got the Velvet Lounge. Oh. Silky smooth, laid back. It's going to be relaxed. And remember, we have got tickets for that one. So if you want to come to the Velvet Lounge at V2V Club Saturday night, it's going to be ideal. An ideal night for newcomers.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you've always wanted to come, there you go. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, the Velvet Lounge. Next week, on Thursday, we've got the Seductive Social on Thursday night. We've got Rhythm and Release. My favourite one on Friday. And then... So Friday night, we've got Rhythm and Release, which is kind of like dance, bit disco, cool. And then Saturday, we're going back in time.
Oh, yes.
We're going in the DeLorean back to the 1980s. It's the very first Vanilla to Vixen party at V2V. Okay?
That's so cool.
It's the 1980s Electric Dreams party, baby. And that is on Saturday, the 28th of February.
I'm going to be reliving my youth.
And then we've announced the March dates.
Yes, we have. Yes.
So we've got the Soft Landing Social, which is on Thursday, the 5th of March. We've got Cupid's After Party on Friday, the 6th of March. So Friday the 6th, Cupid's After Party. It's brilliant. You got singles, you got duos, you got couples, and it's kind of like a post-Valentine's party, really. You know, if Valentine's was a bit shit and you know your Valentine wasn't there or anything, you've got a Valentine's Cupid's After Party. It's going to be cool.
That is cool.
So yeah, you can dress down in that. You can do what you like. Then we've got another Velvet Lounge. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that is on Saturday the 7th of March. Then we carry on. We've got another Hot Wife and Bachelor Ball on Friday the 13th of March.
Another Friday the 13th.
I know. Two. You got one in February, one in March.
Yeah.
Unusual.
Very.
And then we've got guest hosts in. The guest hosts with the most. We have got those sexy squirrels.
Yes.
On loan from the beautiful Purple Mamba Club. And they're doing their Woodland Frolics party with the sexy squirrels.
Brilliant. Can't wait for that one. Hopefully going to be getting those guys on the podcast soon as well.
Absolutely. That's Saturday the 14th of March. Then we've got another Seductive Social, and we've got Solos, Duos and Desires. That's quite a popular one.
Yeah.
On Friday the 20th. Then Saturday the 21st of March, Licorice and Lace. I'm going to say it again, Licorice and Lace. So that is a party where you can wear PVC, you can wear leather, or you can go the other opposite direction and go all like, you know, pretty and lacy.
That's cool.
And that's just the guys. Licorice and Lace.
I like that.
Then, Thursday the 24th, we've got another social. We've got the Saucy Slice Social.
Oh, I'm excited about this one.
Pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza night.
Come and join us and have some pizza.
And then, Friday the 27th of March, it's a return of an old favourite.
What's that?
It's Vegas Vixens.
Yay!
Friday the 27th, come down, play fun games, win naughty prizes.
Oh, the naughty prizes are back.
Then this is another one. We're finishing March off, and we've already sold tickets to this. This is a big one. It's National Women in Music Day.
Yes, I remember you saying this one.
So we've got goddesses of the groove.
Yeah, they're going to get the divas out, aren't we?
It's going to be a big diva night, so dig out your sparklies, ladies, dig out, all that sexy leotard with sequins on. Go full diva. And that's on Saturday, the 28th of March. And that is our February and March.
That's amazing. We've got lots to look forward to.
We have. And now we're going to talk about sort of last week.
Yes.
So last week we were talking sort of about busting myths and things, and it kind of blew up, didn't it, on the Discord server?
It did. It's been a while since we've done a question of the week.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's been lots of other things going on.
But Saucy has put down his hammer and chisel and paintbrush. Because he's been helping out at the club as well. Saucy's put down his tools and he's picked up his well, I was going to say, keyboard. And he's done another question of the week.
He has. So he writes, thinking back to when you first entered the lifestyle / naughty hobby, what myths had you heard that you have now busted? Or do you hear any myths now that you want to shout bullshit at, but can't without outing yourself?
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yes. So one of the answers was keys in a bowl. Even now. Keys in a bowl. So this person said, when we told a friend what we do at weekends,
they outed themselves.
They outed themselves, yeah. He seemed to think that you just got fingered as soon as you walked in the door.
What?
He said, I soon put that one straight. I said, really?
See,
really?
Just stand up, come here, be a glove puppet. No. I suppose for me, I would say that one of my misconceptions is that I would have thought that everybody that goes to a swinger club just naturally swaps partners.
Yeah, I think that's probably where my mind was when we went, yeah.
You just go and you instantly swap. And I think a lot of the films portray that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, that is complete bullshit.
It is. So another one, swinging, perfect place to get STIs. Bullshit.
Totally and utterly. I would say swingers are some of the most sexually careful people.
Yes, well, they go on to say you've got more chance of getting an STI after a drunken encounter at Vanilla Night Out on a Saturday. Lots of people in the lifestyle test regularly, and protection is a huge thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. This is a good one. It's just an excuse to cheat. So no cheating involved whatsoever. Cheating is a betrayal of trust and a deliberate deception to hide that betrayal. How can a couple that includes swinging and ethical non-monogamy within the boundaries of their relationship possibly be cheating? They know exactly what each other are doing and allow themselves that freedom. Never personally met anyone in clubs that were there in secret. They're on Fab, but unfortunately a lot of people on Fab aren't genuine hobbyists in the first place.
That's the interesting one. That's the interesting one, because I think people join the naughty hobby for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I think people's perception, the people that say it's just an excuse to cheat, I don't think they understand the concept.
No.
And I don't think... This sounds terribly arrogant or... probably kind of above, putting ourselves above the people that say that kind of thing. But I think it's an ignorance.
Yeah.
In as much as their levels of jealousy in their vanilla relationships don't comprehend what swingers do.
Yeah.
And what it's about.
Yeah.
That they've just got no comprehension of what it's about.
Do you think it's along those lines? Because with people who have affairs, it's usually followed with if they were happy in their relationship, they wouldn't have gone off and had an affair. Do you think? Do you think some people think that's the same thing about swinging? If they had a perfect relationship, why would they go and?
It's often portrayed, isn't it? And we've talked about it before, that it's often portrayed that swingers are broken in some way. So they're looking for something that...
Only after a good night.
It's only the beds that are broken, not the swingers. I think they're portrayed as often as broken people. And even in the Swingers documentary that was on Channel 4 and still on YouTube, that was filmed at Liberty Elite, in that, I think you look at, there's a lot of people portrayed in that as broken people.
Yeah.
And a lot of the genuine people in the naughty hobby, there's no way they'd even want to be filmed.
Absolutely.
Because it's something that they want to do in private. And even us, and we can kind of reveal this now, we were actually contacted by the BBC.
We were.
Or somebody in the BBC, and they wanted to film us basically because they were aware that we'd opened a club, and we weren't interested.
Nope.
Because at the end of the day, when you're inviting the mainstream media in, you're losing complete control.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's kind of not how we're portrayed as people, although that is important, obviously. But it's more how the hobby is portrayed.
Yeah.
And that would really piss me off if it was portrayed in a way that wasn't real.
No.
Or wasn't accurate.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one reason why we said we would never do mainstream, because we know...
Never say never, Mrs.
Well,
M.
never say never.
Never say never.
They would literally have to get down on their hands and knees and say, we promise that you have full control on what gets shown.
That's never going to happen.
Exactly.
I think it would have to be a special producer. It would have to be a special producer that had work that you could all look at. I trust somebody like Stacey Dooley. Like when Stacey Dooley did her
well, that's probably because you've got a real thing for Stacey.
I know, there was other reasons why I trust Stacey Dooley. Yeah, she's lovely. She's absolutely lovely. But I would trust certain people, but not a lot.
No,
especially the BBC.
Yeah, definitely. So this one is from the lovely Red.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, when I first got interested in the scene, I fell for the black ring on the middle finger thing and paid nearly £50 for this piece of rubbish. The pineapple motif wore off after a few weeks.
So they bought a ring.
They bought the ring,
thinking that they wanted to be noticed in the naughty hobby. And being honest, we know people that are just vanilla friends that wear black rings.
Yeah.
So that is complete bullshit.
It is complete bullshit.
I think the pineapple one is a bit more realistic. And I do know people that put pineapple stickers in their caravans.
Yes, yeah, we know about that one, don't we?
So, and if I did see upside-down pineapple...
Yeah, I mean, the upside-down pineapple is definitely kind of world-widely known.
And I think it's become more so the last sort of 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. What, more caravanners or just... Okay, so Polite Guy says, people I speak to about it assume that they have to do stuff if they go to a club.
Yeah.
Absolute total bullshit.
Absolutely. And that is the one thing. And I guess, it depends which club you're going to, but every single club we have ever been to, and we've been to quite a lot now, I've never known any pressure at all in any club.
No.
There's never any pressure.
Not that we've experienced, anyway.
I've never known any pressure to dress down.
Nope.
Obviously, I'm going to rephrase that, actually, because some clubs are dress down clubs. So you are forced to dress down, I guess. So clubs such as Chameleons in Birmingham is a dress down club. So that's not true. Ignore what I just said then. That was bullshit. I'm bullshitting my own bullshit. So clubs like Chameleons are dress down clubs, so you are sort of forced in a way when you walk in. But the dress up clubs, such as Vita V, such as Liberty Elite, such as Purple Mamba, I don't know any club that has ever said, right, come on, dress down time.
No.
We did have somebody at the club last week who was like, I think you should get on the mic and suggest dressing down. And I was like, no. because it's free and easy.
Exactly.
It's the exact opposite of what the club is about. It's where people can go and be themselves. So if you want to stay dressed up all night, then that's entirely up to you, you know? And we would never want anyone to feel pressured into dressing down. It's
definitely
entirely
not.
up to them.
Definitely. So Secret Squirrel. They were told that most people were in their 30s, so I felt old and past it before we'd even started. Nearly put us off even trying.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody else has put, interestingly, we feared that everyone was going to be over 60.
So complete polar opposites.
Polar opposites, yeah.
So, yeah, one sort of person thought it was just going to all be like sexy Love Islanders, and then the other person thought it was going to be all domino players and slipper wearers.
So Secret Squirrel went on to say, to be honest, we hadn't really thought about things like that too much, but we were miffed when we thought we were too old before we'd even started. I was, in fact, disappointed about the lack of pampas grass.
I would say the average age is sort of 40s, I would say.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's
massive in
age range now.
Yeah, 50s, 40s, 50s. And, you know, these days there are parties, I think, that cater for specific ages. So you could go to certain parties that are for younger audiences. Like if you go to the wonderful Mirage Club at Lincolnshire, they have Secret House.
They do.
Party, which is definitely... The clue is in the title. It's house music and it's for a younger audience.
Yeah.
But then you can go to parties that cater for you know the
mature,
the golden swinger.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. You see that I've gone along the lines of like golden shower, which just is,
yeah. I thought you were going to say it sounds like a saga holiday.
It could do.
They should do that, shouldn't they? Saga swinging holidays.
Oh, I'm sure someone out there's got that.
Do you reckon?
I reckon so.
Saga swinging holidays. Bring your own pineapple.
Okay, the gorgeous Miss Lickable.
Oh, yes.
I think it's the belief that if you're a swinger, you'll sleep with anyone. Bullshit. You still need to find the person attractive, like their personality, and have a connection exactly the same as in the vanilla world.
Totally. And yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, I will sort of tell you how it goes at a swingers club. And this happened the other week.
Yeah. So
we had the Thursday night party.
Yes.
Beautiful couple turned up. And obviously, you know, there was no one there that tickled their fancy. And so couples will kind of just take themselves off and be intimate with each other. It's harder for a single person, I think, because obviously you can't take yourself off and give yourself a hand job.
Well, you can if you want to, but...
You can if you want. But for a couple going to a club... You could just take yourself off and always have a great night and feel sexy because you're having sex in an open environment, aren't you, I suppose? Yeah. So, yeah.
Am I allowed to admit to the listeners that we finally christened the club?
Oh, we could do a competition.
Okay,
competition. Winner gets, I can't think of anything. We'll buy you a drink if you come to the club. Okay, we have got the Paris room.
Yes.
We've got the Egyptian room.
Yes.
We've got the Safari room.
Yes.
Also known as the African room.
Funny story we need to tell you about that.
If you're Mr. Curious Dubster. Okay. And we've got the Safari room. We've got the Ladies Lounge. Mm-hmm. And we've got the 1960s London Austin Powers room, baby.
That one's getting more names as the weeks go on.
We've added some stuff to that. It looks really cool now. Guess which room me and Mrs. N christened first. Finally. Okay? You can send us a message on Fab Swingers. We are Naughty CP1, Naughty Couple. Or also you could just type in V2V Club and you can find us on Fab Swingers. We're not a couple V2V club now.
Yeah. So first person to get it right,
We'll buy you a drink.
we'll buy you a drink. That's all I'm saying. But we had a fabulous time.
It was absolutely brilliant.
It was freaking awesome.
And it all started because we did a photo shoot with Mrs. N.
We did.
And so we got some photos on Fab Swingers of Mrs. N in the V2V club now.
Yeah.
So yes.
Very good. So the lovely cabin girl, bless her.
Yeah.
She says, when I've spoken to friends who know we swing, they thought that all we did was have sex with loads of people when we go to the club and that we just go for the sex. They were surprised to hear that we actually talk to normal people, socialise, and don't necessarily have sex every time we go.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah, I suppose as an outsider, and somebody says, "Oh, I'm off to the sex club." I'm off to the sex. That's what outsiders call it. Oh, you're off to the sex club. You automatically assume everybody's going to have sex.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like that.
It isn't. Funnily enough, Secret Squirrel said, me being me, I'd tell people that that's all it is, just wall-to-wall shagging.
Yeah, and it's not. And you know, like we've said before, you can go and just socialise. You can go and just be intimate with your own partner. You can go and just dance.
Exactly. You can.
So it's nothing like the outside perception in that way.
Yeah. So, Jules Filthy Racers. So they go on to say that if you're a woman who swings, you will, and should according to some guys, fuck anyone, anytime.
Okay.
The biggest surprise for me, to be honest, has been how different the scene is in different places. Where I lived in Scotland is nothing like down here.
Really?
Fab is more like Tinder with less manners there than anything swinging related.
Fab is an open forum. I'm gonna be defensive.
Okay.
Of Fab Swingers.
Rightio.
And I'm gonna, you know me, I'm not gonna sit on the fence, as it were. I'm not actually going to defend Fab Swingers because I think Fab is a good forum. It has filters that people can use, and a lot of people don't use the filters.
Yeah. Don't
get me wrong. We have sat here and we've done an experiment with a single lady.
Yes, we have.
Where a single lady's gone on Fab, created a profile with us, and within 20 minutes received quite disgusting and misogynistic and abusive, to be honest, messages.
Yeah.
Within the first hour of being on Fab. But you can tailor your filters on who you want to receive messages from. So if you're a single lady that wants to receive messages, you know, just from couples or other single ladies, or if you want to receive it from single males in a certain age bracket, you can do. Obviously, Fab is an open, it's an open online forum. So you are not limited to just people who are in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
There is no kind of verification that Fab could do that could say, right, are you genuinely in the lifestyle? It wouldn't work.
No.
It's not like a club where clubs can be more particular in who they let in.
Yes,
and,
true.
You know, and an online forum like Fab Swingers is far more difficult to police. I know
people hide behind the keyboard, don't they?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Absolutely. But it's been like that since COVID.
Yeah.
I think online, you know, online is, and it is quite a hot topic at the moment, isn't it? Because obviously at the moment people have kind of looked at X and should the adult side be banned, you know, and at the moment obviously there's lots of talk about banning social media for kids and things because they're spending too long on it and growing up with it.
Yeah.
So we are going to be, we're the generation that introduced, or social media was introduced to us as we kind of were adults. But it's not going to be like that for future generations. They're kind of growing up with it. It's going to be different. So whether they will learn to be more respectful on it, who knows?
It's very interesting. So they carry on to say, the big one for me is that if you're in a relationship and you swing, your relationship is obviously failing. Yet actually the majority of couples I've met through swinging have the strongest relationships I've seen.
Swingers have the lowest divorce rates.
They do.
So I don't know how they correlated those figures, and I think it's worldwide figures, but I know it's true that the actual swinging community has a lower divorce rate. I personally think that swinging strengthens your communication, and communication is the most important thing in a relationship.
Yeah.
So I think as well, you learn to grow more respect for your partner as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because you never take your partner for granted, I think, when you're in the naughty hobby.
Yeah.
You know? Because
I think one of the things that probably blew me away is when you're in a relationship that you feel is really strong, you don't ever imagine that it could be any stronger, and then it is.
Yeah.
Because we found that.
That goes back to what we were talking about you are ignorant to it. You know, when you're not in the naughty hobby, you don't know what you don't know. So I don't use the word ignorant as an an abusive term or a negative thing. It's just that you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And so you don't know that your relationship can be stronger. You don't know that your communication can reach another level. And you're not aware of that because it's not a concept that you're familiar with, you understand or are aware of.
Yeah. Neon. The main one that some people online would keep telling me, you cannot be bi and in a relationship you automatically become straight stroke gay, yet I continue to exist and so do others.
What? No, I mean...
It's that whole label thing again, though, isn't it? Everybody likes to put labels on things.
I think anybody who says you can't be in a relationship and be bi is extremely naive. And probably living in like the 1940s. They're probably reading like the Famous Five still.
Famous Five.
They're reading Enid Blyton. And no, times have changed. And you know, I think a lot of people's sexuality now, that they don't have to be in the closet. They don't have to, you know, you can be married and you can be bi. You can, yeah, times have changed.
So the original Saucy.
The original Saucy, as in Mr. Saucy.
The Mr. Saucy.
Cardinal Saucy of Saucyville.
He talked about clickiness.
Okay.
So I think clicky is an interesting one. And as Mr. H has just said a bit earlier on, sorry, Mr. H, I should read yours out first, shouldn't I?
Save Mr. H.
Okay. Established friend groups can look cliquey from the outside, especially from a nervous newbie. I've come across cliques in other events where there were definite battle lines, so they do exist. Me being me, bulldoze through them from one to the other and back again, just to make a point.
Surely not shy, saucy.
So, because Mr. H actually said, I can see how things can seem cliquey to outsiders and new folks, but it really is just established friends groups that they can be tough to break into. I see cliques as being exclusive, and I haven't come across many folks in the lifestyle that are like this, I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, we first got into it, we experienced some clickiness, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we never really talked about it, but when we first went to a club, there were definitely friendship circles, that people didn't want to enlarge that circle. But I think a swinging club is different to a pub. So, you know, like when you go to a pub, and there's the circles of people.
Yes.
And you wouldn't naturally go up to a circle of people in a pub and go, hi, you know, you wouldn't do that.
No, you wouldn't.
But in a club, it's a bit different. You can kind of break into that on most, again, it depends on the club and the people, but often people are much more welcoming and open in clubs.
Definitely. Yeah, I totally agree with that. This is an interesting one from Fred and Daphne. Being a hot wife couple, we find that those outside the lifestyle have many opinions. She's just a slut. He obviously can't satisfy her. They don't love each other. It'll end in tears. The truth is, after being together for 30 years, we've never been stronger. The trust is unreal, although she is a slut, in the nicest possible way. The clicky thing was a tiny issue for us on our first social event, but we soon realised that these people had formed friendships and rarely get to see each other, mainly due to logistical reasons.
Yeah.
So yes, they're going to want to spend time catching up. As the evening went on, it didn't take us long to infiltrate the groups and form some solid bonds. Body shapes, everyone is super gym fit. Will stick out like sore thumbs. 100% bullshit. The biggest bullshit for us was the fact that we're all supposed to be shagging each other all the time.
They make a really good point, and it's something that we've never really talked about. That in the naughty hobby, it's totally different when you go to a club, because there might be people in that club from 50, 60, 70, 100 miles 200 miles away from each other.
Yeah.
And they're seeing each other kind of for the first time in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. So that doesn't happen in pubs. Pubs are usually local.
Locals, yeah.
So you see each other, it's groups that live, within that local community. But in swinging clubs, that doesn't happen.
No.
And so geographically, people are from, a much wider range, so they don't get a chance to see each other. So when they do see each other, you naturally want to spend as much time with your friends as you can. So that can come across as cliquey, but it certainly isn't.
I think I find, especially, on our Discord group, even though we've got friends that live all over the country, but because they're on Discord and they join in the conversations and things, so even if you hadn't seen them for a while, you still have that connection. Yeah. So I think, that kind of conversations and things that go on Discord can really help.
Yeah. And a really good example of that. So we saw our dear friends Sir John and Lady Law at last weekend, and they'd travelled a long way to come to the club, and we introduced them to Mr. and Mrs. Curious Dubster.
We did.
Who we also adore. And they got on like a house on fire.
I knew they would.
And so your friendship group can always extend. I know that there's people in the naughty hobby who, perhaps they have enough friends. Yeah. That they don't. I know there are people that kind of don't go out their way to extend their friendship groups, but I think you'll find that in the naughty hobby that most people are kind of like social butterflies.
I think so.
Or I think you develop into a social butterfly.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when we first started going to the club, I think I wouldn't say boo to a goose, whereas now you can't shut me up. Now
the goose is well and truly booed. It's well and truly booed. Booed, banged and bonked.
So I take it that being in the naughty hobby has helped me socially with having the confidence to be able to just hold a conversation with a complete stranger.
I mean, you've said in the past that it's given you confidence that you've taken into your day job.
Yeah.
For us personally, there's been far more positives than there has negatives.
Yes. Yeah, I do consider us lucky because I know it's not like that for everybody.
I think most people, though, they keep doing it. So.
Well, true. This is true.
So I would suggest that for most people, the positives far outweigh the negatives.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of Sir John, Sir John says, well, I always thought that if a couple did this kind of thing, they had a bad relationship and didn't satisfy each other. I now realise that you have to be so close that you can share everything with each other. I can honestly say that I am closer to Lady Law than any other person that I have ever met.
Oh, they did look cute together on
so
Valentine's
cute.
night.
They're super, super cute.
They did.
We do love them.
We're trying to twist their arms into hosting a party.
We are, and we're trying to get Sir John to do a bit of DJing.
I know. He is secretly Fatboy Slim. He really is.
Between the two of you,
I know.
me and Lady Lara are like, oh, God, they're talking about lights and DJ decks again.
I'm going to share a little story with you, listener, now. Right. So last weekend, it was pretty hot in the club. That there were, towards the end of the night, there were people walking around. There were beautiful ladies walking around in lingerie, and it looked pretty hot. Me and Sir John upstairs in the decks room, in the DJ booth, and we were actually discussing auto mix and Pioneer. I'm getting ultra geek now. Pioneer have got like this auto time mixing thing. It's like almost like AI, and we were discussing whether it's kind of like a cheat mode or whether it just enhances DJing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there are tits flying around everywhere. We've reached that casual stage where I'm like, do you think we're becoming immune to the tits? And Sir John's like, no, you never become immune to the tits, Mr. N.
You do get very excited, though, talking about your different gadgets, don't you?
We do.
Yeah. So, Jay's mate, Chris. On a lad's holiday, before I knew anything about the scene, a guy was saying how he walked into a swingers club and people were shagging. He immediately joined in and porked a load of ladies.
And what, porked
a load of ladies?
I haven't heard that expression since 1985.
Yeah. He said I smelled bullshit and he knew it. And couldn't look me in the eyes. Everyone else was lapping it up. It makes me laugh now, knowing how the scene is nothing like that.
What's his friend Jay from the In-Betweeners?
Do you know, that's really funny? I'm just going to show you this because Mr. Mother Trucker put a little gif on of Jay from the In-Betweeners.
He was like, I walked in, I was frigging two of them, and I frigged the other two with my toes.
No, listen, Jay goes on to say, well, he did say he had French'd them, get them frothy, finger 'em, frig 'em, film 'em, flange 'em, flick 'em, fanny fart 'em, fuck 'em, frot 'em, fist 'em, fouch 'em, finish, and then finally forget about them, so maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah. His friend is Jay from the In-Betweeners.
Definitely. Ruby Star says, when we told our best friends we were swingers and we went to clubs, they assumed it was one mass orgy with fully naked people, and soon as you walk through the door, bullshit. Yeah. We explained you could go to the club and just stand at the bar and have a drink.
Yeah.
It's true.
You can. Absolutely.
Yeah. Mr. Curious Dubster.
Oh, we love Mr. Curious Dubster.
We certainly... Are we allowed to tell the story?
I don't know what story you're going to tell.
The one of what happened on Saturday when he did a tour.
Oh, my God.
He's going to kill us for this.
Mr. Curious Dubster is going to kill us for this one. Okay, so Mr. Curious Dubster, by his own admission, was I would say, he called himself, a bit of an introvert. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm not sure I could do tours. So I'm like, no, Mr. Curious Dubster, he's not an introvert at all. That's bullshit. He's an absolutely brilliant guy, and I love listening to him. I think he's got so many great stories. And I'm like, you should definitely do tours. You should definitely do tours. So we got him doing tours.
We did.
I'm like, look, nothing bad can happen. It's a tour. You're not risking life and limb. Okay? It's very simple. It's a very simple process. You show people around, you explain health and safety, you tell them what the rooms are, and that's it.
Yeah.
Answer their questions.
Simples.
Answer their questions, Job done. Happy days.
Yeah.
So he's on his tour. And the most beautiful couple became in the club.
Oh, they were. I mean, in fairness, they were. It was a lastminute.com. They were supposed to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
And they
changed.
Yeah, they changed their minds and decided to check out the new club.
And there you go. And I want to say the rooms for the club, like we've got the Paris room, you know, we've got the Egyptian room. They kind of all came around accidentally, didn't they?
Very much so.
You know, nothing was planned. We kind of had a few things lying around and we're like, oh, that looked cool there. Oh, that's the Paris room. You know, we've got an Eiffel Tower stuffed in my pocket. With the Paris room. You know? We've got a sprig of blossom tree in my back pocket. Let's make that the ladies' lounge.
It's all oriental. In fairness, the ladies kind of chose theirs, didn't they? But we had already kind of started the themes.
Yeah,
it kind of started with Pinterest, because I was looking for something on Pinterest and found the Egyptian room, and I just went, oh my God, I want one of those. And then it just kind of developed from there.
Yeah, and where we're going with this is kind of, they didn't have exact names.
No.
It was just the Paris room.
Yes.
The Egyptian room.
Yes.
And the safari room stroke African room originally began as the African room.
It did.
Because it was like African themed. We originally kind of went the African room, whatever, but then it kind of came more safari. So, yeah, it began life as the African room, but kind of developed into the safari room when we had a full life-size zebra. We've got a full life-size zebra, which is really a pommel horse.
Not just any pommel horse, though.
It's King Charles's pommel horse, allegedly. Allegedly from his school, allegedly. So anyway, going back to the story, okay, of Mr. Curious Dubster. And this is the story of his life flashing before his eyes. Okay? Because I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Okay. So basically, you go into the club, and the first room that we kind of do your tour with is the Paris room. So it's the French room, you know, the French room.
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, very French room.
Yes.
And then you go to the Egyptian room.
Yes.
And then the African room.
Yes.
And the gentleman was a black gentleman.
He was.
Really well built. Huge guy. And an impressive build, you know?
Very much so, yes.
Muscly, big guy. Really cool looking guy. I liked him. And Mr. Curious Dubster went, and this is the African room. And the guy grabbed his arm and went, what do you mean African room? Because he introduced like the French room, the Egyptian room. He said, do you mean like the safari room? And he was like, yes, I do. And then he come away, and it was like Mr. Curious Dubster was kind of like, it was like we'd kind of introduced apartheid into the B2B club. Like, if you're only French, you can go in this room. If you're Egyptian, you can go in this room. And if you're African, you can go in this room and no more. And it's like, what the fuck are you thinking, Mr. Curious Dubster? But luckily, the gentleman, I think, had a fabulous sense of humour.
He did have a fabulous sense of humour.
And he was winding him up.
Yeah.
But I saw...
He was sweating, wasn't he, bless him?
He has sweaty palms. I was waiting for some like angry Frenchman to go, I am leaving the Paris room. You know, it was mental.
Oh, bless him.
But yeah, it's like, no, they're just loose themed, you know? So I said to Mr. Curious Dubster, I was like, look, I just let you do a tour. I didn't expect to be having to visit you in hospital with just a straw in your mouth after you've like upset all the customers.
Bless him.
So next week we're going to put him on the bar and see we come upset.
I think we just leave him in charge of the coffee machine.
Yes.
Yeah, might be safer. Yeah. Anyway, he does go on to say, bless him, I suppose for me, I thought it might be all younger people than us who were all ripped and we'd be too old and not sexy enough to fit in.
Are they joking?
I know.
I actually had a conversation. I thought Mr. Curious Dubster was a lot younger than me.
I'd said the same thing about Mrs. Curious Dubster.
They are a hot couple.
They are.
And they've had other couples come in and go, they're actually a hot couple.
Yeah.
They're a hot couple. Just randomly like, is that Mr. and Mrs. Curious Dubster? They're hot.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
I would just like to say that I was making one of the beds in the ladies' lounge this evening. So I was on all fours, bending over, You took absolutely no notice whatsoever, and Mr. Curious Dubster did happen to mention, Mr. N, have you actually seen your wife bent over there? And you were like, no.
That's because I was busy sticking down my ladies' lounge sign outside of the ladies' lounge. I was busy working.
I could have been there naked and you wouldn't have noticed.
I'd have gone in and got a photo quickly.
You would have done.
Fab.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Bit of promo.
Secret Squirrel says, yeah, I can't be arsed with people in the vanilla world. They're mostly annoying.
Anybody in the vanilla world, we do apologise.
Secret Squirrel said by people who are unhappy in their relationships but want to convince everyone, including themselves, that they have a better relationship.
That it's a bit like politics, isn't it?
Yeah.
In as much as it can become that you are in the right. Only your opinion matters.
Yeah.
And you can become a little bit entitled about that. And I guess you can argue that when things start getting political, that's when it becomes tribal.
Yeah.
And so it can be like swingers versus vanilla, muggles.
Yeah.
And it really shouldn't be like that.
It
should be like, oh, okay, you swingers, cool, live and let live.
Yeah, it might not be your thing, but at the end of the day, as long as you're happy, And
if you're getting angry over somebody else's sexual preferences at the end of the day, if you choose to be in the ethical, non-monogamous lifestyle, and if you know someone that's getting really pissed off because somebody else is chosen the ethical non-monogamy route, then that's a you problem.
Yeah.
Yes. And you should really ask yourself why you're getting angry.
Yeah.
About that. That's my personal choice on it.
No, I totally agree with you.
For us in the ethical non-monogamy, we've chosen that path. For somebody who wants to be monogamous, I'm totally cool with that.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? So people that are in the hobby don't kind of judge the people that aren't in the hobby.
That could be because we all started from there.
Yeah.
So you pretty much all start from being monogamous, don't you?
Yeah.
Very, very few people have gone from 18 into ethical non-monogamy, although that does happen.
It does happen, yeah.
But back in our day, because we're older than Yoda. Young I am. Back in our day, we had like girlfriend, boyfriend, or boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah.
We grew up in the 80s. It was cool. And largely it was a monogamous, and then if you chose it to go into ethical non-monogamy. But so you all start from there. So we have that experience.
Yeah.
But for the people that have only ever been in a monogamous relationship, if they're getting pissed off over people that chose that lifestyle, then it's usually for a reason. It's usually because they're unhappy in their own life, or they're, it can be religious beliefs. It can be a multitude of things. But usually it's because of either, that they're forced to be restricted through, i.e. religion, like I've just said, or, they can have strong morals and they just strongly believe that morally they are right and everybody else is wrong. But that then comes down back to that tribal thing that I was talking about.
Yeah.
If you group things, it becomes tribal, and then you narrow down your view of the world.
So how would you say if somebody was feeling that from somebody, how would you deal with that?
Literally be happy and go, and don't get angry at people. If people judge you, smile at them and go, thank you for your input, but it's freedom of choice, baby. It's freedom of choice, and ask them questions. Ask them why they feel that way. Yeah. So if they're getting upset, irate, angry, so you're the one that remains calm, because why do you need to get angry? You're living your best life. You're living the dream. Yeah. So don't get angry with people. You know, if they call you names or, you know, at the end of the day, that's kind of like when they've lost the argument, when they start calling names or throwing labels around.
Yeah.
Tell them how it is, bust the myths, and tell them the positives of why you do it, why you choose that lifestyle, and just, you know, communicate, keep the communication open with people. And, you know, if they still have a problem with it, then that is their problem. And like I say, you usually find that people like that are the ones that get uptight and angry first.
Yeah.
And that's their problem, it's not yours.
Yeah. Well said, Mr. N.
So I'd like to say a big thank you to Mr. Saucy this week for putting that question of the week up.
It was great. It's really, really interesting listening to what other people's opinions and what they've come across and you know, been faced with.
Yeah, but I think it's a huge part of the naughty hobby. It's worrying. People spend half of their life worrying what other people will think.
I know.
And that actually extends to beyond the naughty hobby. You know, half of our restriction in life is worrying what other people think. It's probably over half.
Yeah.
You know, we buy a certain car because we worry what people will think of our status.
Yeah.
And it goes on and it goes on. And I think sometimes removing labels extends to a happier life, whether that is involved, you know, in the naughty hobby or not. Just kind of go back to basics.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Saucy, for that.
Very good this week. Really enjoyed that one.
So we'd also like to say before we go, some of the things we've been up to this week. We've actually been in bed before kind of like midnight.
I know, we actually had, and we worked this out, didn't we? We've actually had one night this week where we've been able to sit and watch the telly, and we haven't done that since Christmas Day.
We worked out, seriously, we haven't had a day off because we were working at home, but we've actually not had a day off since Boxing Day.
No.
Even New Year's Day, we went into the club.
We did, yeah.
So that, yeah, it was kind of like, oh shit, we've not had a day off.
No, it did feel a little bit weird.
Yesterday we worked from home.
Yeah.
For a little bit, and it was really weird because I've been in the club most days, and it was it feels that I was just going to bed and washing brick dust out of my hair every night. And it's kind of weird that now everything's kind of built, that we're going back to some normality.
A little bit, yes. Yeah, the routine will come, I'm sure. But we're still finishing things, aren't we? So,
just before we go, we'll kind of tell you what we've been doing this week. So we've kind of like titivated some of the rooms.
Yeah.
Elevated their status a little bit. Like something was missing out of the 1960s room, I felt.
Yes.
You know, it was just a little bit... It wasn't quite the finished article.
It wasn't groovy, baby.
No, so now we've got full neons all around the ceiling.
They look really cool.
They do look really cool. So we've got, a complete neon. And...
I was going to say, that's not the only thing that's on the ceiling, is it, Mr. N?
We decided to mirror the ceiling. So we've got a mirrored ceiling in the 1960s London lounge. So if you're laying flat on your back, you can look up at whatever's going on.
You can. You definitely can. There was also some little tweaks we were doing in the ladies' invitation only lounge.
Ah, yes. Yeah, so we've kind of made it more scenic.
It is definitely more scenic now.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it's full on. I feel like we are transporting you to Japan.
Oh, yeah. I've always wanted to go to Japan.
I know you have, yeah.
Always.
I know.
It's like, obviously everybody knows I'm a gamer geek. Everybody knows I love all things gaming, PlayStation, Nintendo, and of course Japan is like the home of video games.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to go to Japan.
You've not been able to play on your games for a while, have you, darling?
My PlayStation has written me a letter. And she said, you know, I am your forgotten whore. my PlayStation 5.
Bless her.
It's like, come back to me, my lover. I am but a shadow of my former self. You've not fingered me or pressed my buttons for months.
I know.
God, I wonder what's going on in Battlefield or Gran Turismo.
Yeah. I even bought you a new gaming thing for Christmas and you've not really had a chance to play on it, have you?
So I'm also massively into retro games because they're the games I kind of grew up with, like Kung Fu Master in the arcades. We were talking about this with Mr. Curious Dubster. Pole Position, Galaxian, they're all like the games I grew up with. And so Mrs. N very kindly, for my Christmas treat this year, apart from a blowjob.
Did you get one?
Yeah, I got a Christmas blowjob. I also got a retro game console, and it was really cool. I've got a couple of other retro games console, but this was like really, really cool, this one. And yeah, I've not even had a chance.
I know.
You know? It's like,
I don't think we've even... people giggle at us because, you know, Christmas time... We put all our presents in a bag and we take them upstairs, and then normally what happens is you tend to put them in places where they need to be put. They're still in the bags.
I know.
We haven't even had a chance to actually go through what we had for Christmas.
I know. Lara Croft is up there going, "It's Lara, bitch." She's just waiting for me.
You wish.
I've not even had time to tweak her, like, you know, gunslinging things.
So we have been making little tweaks, kind of little finishing touches.
Absolutely.
So if you've not been to the club yet,
and if you have been, it now looks a bit different.
It does look a bit different
in most rooms.
Yeah, it does.
And especially if you came on the first weekend.
Yes.
Because I'll just remind people, 8 minutes. We were sweeping up brick dust and knocking down scaffolding, and I'm not bullshitting.
No.
We were knocking down scaffolding 8 minutes before we opened.
If I hadn't have been so stressed, I wish I'd have taken a video, because nobody would believe what that place looked like 8 minutes before the doors opened.
No. And I still hadn't got any trousers on.
No, you hadn't.
I was wandering around like the world was my oyster.
It's like you were half naked. I was sobbing on Mr. MS Chaps. It was all very confusing.
Well, like I said, it was like people then come up to me and went, "I never thought you'd fucking do that."
It's like, neither did we.
I was like, "You told me we would do it for certain."
There is one thing that we've done in the club, and we did it right from the beginning. I think this was the cabin girls' idea, actually. And we have a suggestions book on the bar.
Yeah.
And some of the suggestions that we've been given have been really good, and we have implemented some of those already.
Some of the suggestions are about 150 grand's worth.
Yeah, the person that put down that they wanted the floor carpeting throughout. Do you know how big that room is?
Yeah. Yeah. A levitating, another one was a levitating hot tub.
Yes. Somebody wants an airlock for the smoking area, which made me think of
an airlock, like
yeah. So I
NASA.
said, or like submarine kind of thing. Yeah,
it's about 50. So somebody phoned me up and were like, "Why don't you have one of those like fingerprint machines?" And I went, 20 grand. He went, "What do you mean?" I went, "That's why, 20 grand."
As opposed to what?
You know, as opposed to just checking ID when people come in.
Okay.
So I'm like, no, just checking ID's a lot cheaper. And, you know, I could spend 20 grand on other things like Lara Croft.
Absolutely.
No. But seriously, no, we love your suggestions.
We do. I mean, I had a message today, actually, of somebody that attended the club and asked if we would welcome any feedback, which we were like, yes, absolutely. We want to hear what you guys think of the place and if we can improve things in any way. So we're always open to suggestions, as long as they don't cost £150,000.
We love, and like we've said, and we said with Roger and the cabin girl, it's like, it's no fun when you've got to scare electrics on your own.
Exactly.
It's always more fun to share.
Yes.
And that's what the hobby's all about.
It is.
So on that note, we'll see you next week.
We will do. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.